84 miles of shoreline in Miami-Dade County, including 22 miles of beaches. And that makes this part of Florida a big challenge for law enforcement. It's 10 a.m. and well-equipped agents aboard a Black Hawk helicopter are patrolling the shoreline. With its proximity to the Caribbean and the Bahamas, Miami has long been a favored destination for drug traffickers. Cartels still try and get drugs into Miami, but it's much harder now. Agents like these from U.S. Customs and Border Protection keep a careful eye on South Florida's coast 24/7. They do it with a wide array of assets, from helicopters to balloons to powerful fast boats. And every day out on the water, they train hard.
With marine agents and vessels stationed from San Diego to Puerto Rico, AMO has the distinct task of protecting the many vast waterways along our nation's borders. These uniquely qualified and highly experienced agents operate on the coastal waters as well as the high seas, securing our nation's borders from threats approaching the United States.
These two men are actually federal agents taking part in an intercept training exercise. One of them is masked, since he often works undercover. Using a fast boat, just like the smugglers do, they'll try to reach land before they're stopped. The drug runners and human traffickers that U.S. Customs and Border Protection intercept come from islands across the Caribbean and the Bahamas. Out here, they hope they won't be spotted as they make their way closer to the many inlets along the Miami shoreline, where they can transfer their drugs to dealers or simply drop them off in the water for pickup. By using two Marine interceptor crews, agents practice keeping smugglers from making sharp turns as they try and get away. The goal is to keep pushing them closer and closer to land. Often, traffickers are heavily armed, which means agents like these have to be vigilant whenever they approach a suspect vessel. And when smugglers still try and outrun the agents, the Black Hawk above is equipped with a weapons system capable of taking out a boat's outboard engines with a single shot. The two agents acting as smugglers do exactly what most real suspects do when federal agents close in. They slow their motors and give up. Hands raised, they allow themselves to be cuffed and submit to arrest on their knees.
Each agent undergoes rigorous training in the safe operation of high-speed interceptors, pursuit techniques, and boarding tactics, all underpinned by the Air and Marine Operations goal of interdiction through superior seamanship. But their capabilities go beyond their technical skills. Their broad arrest authority, skills in all aspects of investigations, and their deep connection and partnership with many federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies is unparalleled in the maritime environment.
CBP Air and Marine Operations in the maritime environment has several unique capabilities. One, I think, is our ability to operate autonomously in small units and to respond to threats immediately. The second is our vast array of authorities in which we're empowered by Congress to operate.
We also come with a set of skills, law enforcement skills and backgrounds that make us unique, so we could bring those skill sets not just to operate the boat, but to do advanced things such as advanced interdictions, detecting, deterring, working with local partners with the Marine Task Force for investigations.
You know, the dynamics of the job change every day. We could be doing a surveillance one day. We could be in plain clothes working on an unmarked boat. The flexibility that our job provides us is just one more tool that we have to do things differently than other agencies.
Aside from being a mariner and investigator, one of my other roles is I'm actually a sensor operator aboard different aircraft that the agency has. So I'm able to be underway on the vessel one day and be up in the air the next day, and might be working on doing an investigation a third day.
You know the guy up in the plane, you know him by first name. He knows the guy driving the boat by first name. And it's because we work together all the time. And nobody else has that relationship between their services and their agencies like we do.
When you look at the quality of our agents, most of our agents come on board the job already have come from a career in the past. They already have the maturity level that they need. This is why they're entrusted by the agency to make those hard decisions, to make the decisions to fire warning shots or disabling fire at a boat 20 miles offshore in the middle of the night. That's why the senior leadership of Air and Marine entrusts these agents to make those decisions, because they've demonstrated that they have the maturity level and the expertise to do that type of mission.
Our goal as a Marine Interdiction Agent is to get the entire organization, not just the single smuggler on the boat with the one load of drugs. We want to get the resources that are supporting him.
If we didn't have each other's resources, we would not be able to disrupt and dismantle those organizations. We have to bring all the forces to bear, whether it's just the criminal investigators or the air marine operators who have these tools at their disposal, boats as well as aircraft, that we can identify, disrupt, and dismantle these organizations.
Where we differ from many is, since we have agents on board the boats, we can start interviews immediately offshore. We can begin the phone tag process where we're getting other agencies on board, ICE, DEA, get the U.S. Attorney's Office on board. It's a huge thing. You know, we can continue the case on from there. We can facilitate a controlled delivery. We can roll right into shore to wherever they were supposed to go. We can roll with a case from the time it was interdicted until the last person is arrested.
Where smugglers of illegal narcotics and immigrants attempt to transit their illicit cargo from Central and South America north to the United States. This expanse of endless ocean is the place where the pirates of the 21st century make their first moves to unload their booty of uncut cocaine and heroin, marijuana, or illegal migrants to the next stop along the line of the international criminal chain. This is also where U.S. Customs and Border Protection meets them head-on, stopping them and breaking links in that chain one by one. The tool of choice? The P-3 Orion aircraft, CBP's eyes over the ocean.
We're in the heart of the hunting ground, per se, of looking for drug runners. This location offers us a great opportunity to be able to go out, prosecute, be able to come back, refuel, go back out if necessary.
Most of the conveyances we follow nowadays are going to be surface conveyances, either small vessels, high-speed vessels, so we call them go-fast. They're modified fishing boats, 2, 3, sometimes even single engines.
We could be chasing a semi-submersible, which is one of these tall boat Ertsas submarines that they'll have out. We can have a fishing boat with that, or we could be chasing a tanker or a container ship. You have to go downrange and try to intercept these loads while they're still large before they're dispersed. We're the best asset for that. People on this airplane have been doing this job for years and decades. It's what we do all the time. It's what we're really good at.
The P-3 aircraft is flown by very experienced CBP pilots. They guide this aircraft over the ocean to a designated target search area, commonly referred to as the box. And behind them is a massive array of sensoring equipment, which is the technological heart of the P-3 mission. Now, once the aircraft reaches the box, CBP officers and agents who are detection experts use that powerful radar to search for, pinpoint, track, and monitor any suspicious targets that they find in the air and on the ocean.
You know, when you get a good case and you bring home that knowledge that you did something to stop bad people from bringing bad things into our country, I feel very, very happy about what I'm doing. If anything looks suspicious, and that's just according to knowledge that we've gained throughout the years of what looks legitimate and what's not looking legitimate. Also aircraft usually give themselves away by not doing what they're telling everybody that they're doing, or going into areas of possible suspect activity.
P3 platform comes with two kinds of radar. One is an airborne early detection radar system that was put on top of a P3 that came from an E2. The other radar system is a surface search radar primarily that looks for the vessels and vessel traffic that is approaching from the littoral waters of our Central and South American countries. Combined, they do a very thorough job of looking for air and surface targets as they approach from those countries and destined for the United States.
This airplane and its sister ship have the ability to patrol thousands and thousands of miles of open ocean on any given flight. During the 8 hours that we'll operate today, we'll transit well over 1,000 miles and be in both the Caribbean and in the Pacific hunting for narcotics. The farther away from America we can stop these, the more difficult we can make it for the people who want to bring that up here. I think the better the American public is. We're the most capable platform for taking this fight long, well south, and long away from our shores. That's the advantage that we bring.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection's Air and Marine Operations P3 program. Watching.
Confirm to the helo crew that it does appear there are 3 individuals on board. Roger, I'll relay that down to JADA.
A boat capable of carrying $30 million worth of cocaine is being tracked off the coast of Central America. The cargo, which originated in South America, has traveled hundreds of nautical miles, ultimately bound for streets in the U.S. and Europe. The Joint Interagency Task Force South, or JIATF as it is known, operates from the southernmost border of the U.S. on Key West, Florida. Its mission is to stem the flow of illegal drugs across 42 million square miles in the Western Hemisphere. Seizures of these drug shipments, cat-and-mouse scenarios that play out daily on the high seas, are often dramatic, with Coast Guard cuttermen boarding vessels and making arrests. But that's just part of the story, the end result of a seamless evolution of intelligence into highly orchestrated tactical operations. With sources throughout the country, agents can pass along tips on drug shipments directly to JIATF, where task force commanders can launch surveillance planes and other tools to pinpoint the vessels used by traffickers. Once spotted, military and law enforcement personnel step in to carry out the interdictions. Lieutenant Colonel Ziggy Schoepf, an Air Force liaison, said having good intelligence on potential route traffickers may pursue is critical, given the breadth of the territory spotter planes have to cover.
The key to success here is what law enforcement brings to the fight in terms of human intelligence and law enforcement technical information that takes a 42 million square mile area and breaks it into something that's manageable that an aircraft can search.
It could be as simple as knowing what route they might be taking. If we know the route, we can estimate the speed based on the description of the vessel or the SPSS, and we can, find that location on the great big ocean where they can start searching for that vessel.
One example is a recent case where an FBI agent in New Orleans learned that Honduran drug traffickers were launching a boat from Costa Rica, bound for the U.S. with a cache of weapons and cocaine. The tip came into JIATF, where a watch floor commander sought assistance from Honduran liaison officer Lieutenant Colonel Gustave Alvarez. At Alvarez's urging, the Honduran military dispatched patrol boats and aircraft to intercept and apprehend the traffickers, providing a huge boost to an FBI investigation. In 2015, JIATF acknowledged the FBI's significant role, naming a special agent as vice director of the task force. Brett Cianella said JIATF's defense-forward strategy is to disrupt and dismantle illegal trafficking networks before their product reaches the U.S.
Even though they're not on our borders at that time, it's coming. So either you deal with it 1,500 miles away, or you deal with it here within the United States. I think the bigger picture to that is if they can smuggle contraband in that vessel, what else can they smuggle? You can smuggle individuals, you can smuggle weapons, you can smuggle money, you can smuggle groups that want to come into the United States in a concealed method. So I think those bigger type targets with national security priorities, not only the criminal side, but that type of impact to the United States, we have to keep our eye on the ball.
JIADF Director Tom Nee says a central mission of the task force is to bring stability to the region by fighting the transnational threat, all while keeping drugs off America's streets.
We've taken over $6 billion worth of illicit profits out of the system. We are talking not just kilos of cocaine, we're not just talking tons of cocaine, we're talking hundreds of tons of cocaine that have been intercepted, which are no longer reaching not just Main Street of the United States, but Main Street of pick a country on the globe.
That's how many people will enter the U.S. today. How do you measure the danger to our communities? That's how many pounds of narcotics we seize every day. Where do you begin? That's how many dollars of counterfeit products we captured today. For us, that's just a day's work. We're protecting something that can't be measured, a way of life.
There are men and women out there on the street right now in the desert on patrol as United States Border Patrol agents who need you as backup. I need you to graduate from this academy, but it will not be a cakewalk, and we will not give it to you. Are you motivated? Yes, sir!
Are you inspired? Yes, sir! Are you dedicated? Yes, sir! My name is Dan Harris, Jr., and I am the Chief Patrol Agent of the U.S. Border Patrol Academy in Artesia, New Mexico. So when you arrive here at the Border Patrol Academy, we're going to be tough on you. It is not going to be an easy task to get through this academy. Yes, sir! That means you, Raymundo! Yes, sir!
We expect you to come in good physical condition. We are going to test your limits there because when you go out to the field, you are going to face some of the greatest challenges you may have ever faced in your life.
I'm requesting EMS. Head back up.
For the U.S. Border Patrol, our history and our culture is extremely important to us. You earn the badge I'm wearing on my uniform, our shoulder patch that's been on our left shoulder since 1924. It's not just handed to you, it's something that you earn and that you're proud to wear when you walk out the doors at the end of this academy. We blur the lines between training and reality in a safe training environment. And so our goal is to prepare you that when the day you graduate, you're ready to go to the field, you're ready to address any challenge that your mission may bring before you. And so what we want you to do when you graduate this Border Patrol Academy is we want you to get it right in the field. In the past, there's an adage in law enforcement that forget everything you learned at your academy, you'll learn it in the field, you'll learn it on the street, you'll learn it when you get out there. Those days are over for the United States Border Patrol.
Center mass of whatever they present. So if he's peeking around, if he's got a gun and
So we've designed the United States Border Patrol Academy based upon actual events that have happened in the field. We make our training as realistic as possible. So what we've done over the last few years here at the Academy is we've transitioned from an instructor, classroom-centric based training program to a student-centric, performance-based program. The U.S. Border Patrol Academy is 6 months in length, and during that time you will become proficient in Border Patrol operations, immigration law, United States Code criminal law, the use of our firearms. You'll become proficient in driving our vehicles, off-road vehicles, pursuit vehicles, the Spanish language, use of force, our policies and procedures, our tactics, our techniques. We provide you every tool you need to protect yourself and to protect the people of this great country. When you graduate from the Border Patrol Academy, you are better trained and better equipped than any of us ever thought we ever would be. We are looking for honest, hardworking, and dedicated men and women. We need you. There are men and women out there who need you as their backup. So when the men and women graduate from here,
They are fired up and ready to go, ready to protect America and serve as top-notch professional law enforcement officers.
You guys see
no.
people over and over and over again sometimes?
I was getting back to it. You know, what's me fixing it goes.
Wait, put it right here, bro. Lay it right across that way. You want the metal shown? Yeah.
Driving me nuts. I got enough ringing in my ear. Probably wouldn't come out of. Yeah, there's the writings on them.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, the ones yesterday I think had R and R or something.
Yeah, it had double R's.
Double R's. It's just wrapped weird.
Is it that much? Do you guys filter?
Yeah. We tested for meth already.
Okay. It's like medical tape.
It's just funny that it's in cloth, bro. Yeah, it's meth so far. But we wanted to finish checking all the packages. We'll lay them all out over here. You want to take some over here now, or is that too many? Okay. We'll go ahead and get all the packages in and take it over to the seizure room and weigh it. Y'all crunch this thing? Yeah.
So it's Matt?
Matt, yes. Well, we'll test it over there for you.
We'll send the email and we'll find out.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, what color did you change?
Purple.
Yep. Heroin. Right there, right? There you go. Purple.
Alright, so put that next.
Sister got popped back with some. There you go. Perfect.
Now it's ACID. Now it's ACID. We officially made the move.
You want to take a picture of it?
Yeah.
Here's the packages. You want to take a picture before? Bam! There's another good picture. You want another money shot?
Nah. I'm so mad. Usually after one money shot, I don't have the energy.
Can you flip that open so I can see? Flip the seat open too so I can see.
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
You good?
Yep.
Eight. 11, 12. 13, 14. Yep. I'm gonna bring it down because I got a little bit of air out just in case. You Not more than you thought it would.
All right, thanks, bro.
Have you seen Bobadilla around?
What do you need? Oh, the mask. Whoop. Okay. Hey, Tempo. Is there anything else for the car? Hallelujah. It's Christmas. Oh. We can't empty it. No? Hold on, babe. What do you need? Can I get a photo? Yeah. Put your hand in the way. Borrowed our Caliche bar right there on it. So are you good for this? Hey, senior. Yeah. You're done? It's our vehicle.
You didn't record that voice.
Yeah, I did. Black carbon.
Black carbon paper.
Thick carbon.
Yeah, it's Mexican brown. Yeah, test them all. I don't think I need that much.
I was gonna say. Brown. Ooh.
Got it. Got it. Okay, move your.
Okay. This was hers, right?
No, that belongs to. Which one was that?
Currency. Oh, she's in the currency. So.
Silver?
Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Actually, it's like
It's like gold.
Yeah.
The bond, the silicone. You guys drill it already?
What's that?
You guys drill it?
Not yet. Not yet.
That was big down there.
Hey, Philip?
And then download it. It's much easier to just open it.
Yeah.
The logo's a little bit like it's an offense to the logo. So that's why my games are not that great. Oh, what's it called? Yeah. At least this one.
Take a picture of that. All the wires.
Where are we gonna put the packages? It's like cool.
Yeah.
Actually, it has screws. It'll be much easier.
Oh, you already took off the screw. That's pretty much.
There you go. We're getting away as this whole wall.
Is that,
It just looks
is that a new class or is that just?
Oh, it looks all shitty from the bottom.
One more 12 pack?
You got the lip.
Not excited.
Yeah, nothing you can fix.
Hey, hit the subscribe button. I appreciate it. Take care.